Let's see. Yo, Professor Melly Mail, the Hood Post, man. You know that vibe. Got that Compton made in Compton. You see it. Fresh from my boy Spike. Strike Force. Strike, man. Strike is part of that force, man. What's good with y'all today? Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. As for me, it's been perfect. Absolutely perfect. Let me see. Let me get started, man. Let me invite these brothers in. Flex got Flex going in there. Let me get Flex in there, man. Add to the stream. Flex, can you see me?
Yeah, I can see you.
Okay, what's good with you, champ?
What's happening?
Oh man, you know how it go. I can't see you really. Oh, there you go. You was a little dark, bro.
It was dark up in here. So I just had to turn the light on.
Man, so man, today, man, you got an opportunity to hang out with United Streets.
What happened? I can't see you.
Did I send you the link, Flex?
There you go. There you go. I can see you now. You disappeared for a minute, OG.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. Did I send you the link? Yeah. Let me see.
I think
Hey, look right there. Invite. Okay, you in there. Let me give them a hold on, Flex. I'm gonna be right back.
All right, for sure.
Yeah, I gotta send. Oh yeah, I sent them the link. I don't know where they at.
Yeah, I just talked to Heru a minute ago. He just called me.
Okay, we back in, man. Look like you laid out, bro. What's going on?
Man, I'm just laying back chilling, man. I'm still dressed. I just got to the house after eating this stuff, so it's all good.
Okay, here they go. Wait a minute. There you go. There we go, Bride D. Let me get him in there. Add to the stream. There you go. What's good, man?
What's going on?
Good, man?
Trying to get in here.
Tell him I'm about to walk downstairs.
Hey, we're about to walk downstairs.
So
that's all good, man. We shit. Three Musketeers right here, man. So man, let's get to it, man. We had today was 723 was actually Turtle's birthday, so everybody was celebrating that. You know what I mean? United Streets of America was working out in Texas, that's what I'm saying, man. They hooked up with Flex. We are actually doing the work, man. We're not sitting around moping, whining, and crying about this and that and the third. We are actually doing the work, man. So Friday, Flex, man. First, let's go with Flex. Flex, tell me about your day, man.
It was adventurous, bro. It was a little adventurous, but I kind of caught in on like some of the tail end of the work that was already being put down with Bride D and them. So I just kind of went in as a supporter, man, and just back everybody up as much as I can if I need be. Because for me it was more like a Cali movement almost for me, because I'm looking at it like we in Texas. I don't really know the whole circumstance. I learned a lot of more shit as I came along into the situation.
Absolutely.
But I'm pushing the line. You know what I'm saying? With Bride D, I'm gonna be there as a Cali affiliate. Period. You know what I'm saying, from the soil. So
for the listeners, let's make it clear what our intent was. Our intent was to sit down with the brother out of Texas, Charleston, right? But we did get a chance to sit down with Dewberry, right?
Right.
We got a chance to sit down with Dewberry, which is one of Charleston Wright's right-hand man. And you guys also was able to chop it up with Unc. And also our good buddy, man from the Gangster Chronicles, Bob James was there as well.
Yeah, he was, and he was ready too. He was already on, but it was a peaceful situation. We got to chop it up with, like I said, with you were saying Dewberry, and I chopped it up with him towards the end. As far as I know, he had already kind of let us know what the situation was, and got to the bottom line with this Charleston dude. So, but I, like I said in the beginning, my intent was the same. is almost the OG homie, man. It was the same, you know, and it was a line that we felt like was being crossed, and we just wanted to rectify the situation. And from what I was told, you know, it was rectified, and we got an understanding based off of what Texas is talking about and what the homies in Texas was talking about. And it really was like, look, man, this dude ain't us. We ain't rolling with him, and that's that. You know what I'm saying? He's nothing.
Hey, let me take a moment to acknowledge a few people. BB, Jimmy, Colonel, Deion Lewis, BB. Yeah, Charleston White is working for the. He's working for. Somebody say he's working for the feds. We don't know that just yet. We gonna get a brother the benefit of the drop. we we still checking him out.
For sure.
The thing that my whole intent, man, was because I've been interacting with brothers in my prior circumstances from Texas, meaning it was in Beaumont. I know that brothers out here
go back and make
don't have
sure
nothing against
somebody. I
Cali
see we got other people in the. And McKnight, what's good with you? Let me check who's in the background, man, and just give me a moment, and then we're gonna get to Friday. Okay, hey, Rule, right there. Is he in there? Oh, there we go. Okay,
Yep.
we're in there.
Okay.
What happened? What happened to the mother cats?
Everybody still there?
I'm here.
Are they still there?
Everybody still here?
I'm here. Can you hear me? Hey, Roo.
Melly Mel. Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, we're all there. Okay, Friday. Where's Flex?
Okay, I'm here.
Flex.
You might gotta add him back to the bro.
I don't see him.
Okay, let me look again. Hold on, just a second. No, I don't see Flex in there. He must have bounced out.
Might have dropped off.
Okay. Okay, here we go. So, man, yeah, we were chopping up with Flex right now. Florida tapping in, DC tapping in. Man, y'all shout y'all cities out, man. Where y'all from, man? People in the chat, shout them cities out, man, because we want to acknowledge you guys. But somebody, hey, Rue, this is a question for Rue. Somebody, VB, said Charleston White is working for the Feds.
Hey, man, you know, when you see people like that, man, they be provocateurs, man. So you never know. But you know, once we got an understanding from some of his guys, you know, it's like homie is an actress, you know. So you just gotta let that be what it's gonna be, man. You know.
Man, yeah. Right. But so how was your first time meeting Mob James or James, man? He like to be referred to as James, and we're not gonna disrespect him by calling him.
Yeah.
But James.
Yeah, I don't wanna say nothing that might offend nobody. Can you think it's okay for me to tell him what I told Mob James today, OG?
You talking to me?
Yeah,
Yeah, okay. I don't be wanting to offend nobody, man. I know how people feel about, you know, certain artists and people who passed away or whatever. But, you know, I saluted Mob James on the fact that you know, he was the first person that really started putting a lot of things in perspective about the Tupac thing.
Right.
You know? And a lot of times and this is real important.
Brooklyn in the house.
It's a real important discussion, right? Because we actually came out here in part because of what dude was saying about Nipsey, right? And those of us who got a street background and understand the pedigree that homie came from and what he was trying to accomplish, we look at Nipsey in a different light than just a rapper or somebody who was making money in the music industry or whatever, right? What he was trying to accomplish was a righteous thing that was really about helping our people, right? So I don't want what I'm about to say to be misconstrued to look like USA we giving out a mixed message. But I told Mob James I salute him because he was really the catalyst to put a lot of things into perspective about Tupac Shakur. And a lot of times people don't know how to separate a person's music and how much they love a person's music, or if they an actor, how much they love them as an actor or an actress or whatever. People don't know how to separate things, right? And, you know, me knowing what I know about the streets now, especially knowing about West Coast culture, you know, everything that happened to Tupac was basically things that he brought on himself, right? And I was telling Mob James that a lot of the things that he initially started to say was the catalyst for other people to start speaking up, because the whole subject was almost a thing that where people really didn't want to talk about it. You know? And even more so about what happened with him in New York and how that caused so many things that happened that wasn't even related to the music industry or anything like that. Like, I know people got shot in South Carolina for playing Biggie music by some Tupac fans. People don't know these things that happen on the East Coast, right? So I was telling Mob James the fact that he was bold enough to do that interview that started exposing a lot of the different things that happened with Death Row, you know, was very important for our culture, because it was like a situation that was almost like people was tap dancing around it and was too afraid to say the things that Mob James ended up saying.
Yeah, I always give James his due respect, man, because you know he's at the forefront. He was in the middle. He was right there. He was part of that muscle within the Death Row unit. You know what I mean? So therefore, he was privileged to a lot of information that the average dude or even some of the dudes that were working there.
Right.
Craig Moore, I see you, man. What up, man? But that working there wasn't privileged to. You know what I'm saying? So he had direct, being that he was one of Suge's trusted men, you know what I mean? He definitely would know things that a lot of people wouldn't know. But man, I just want to salute all you guys for showing up, man, and actually taking the time out your schedules and convening in Texas. You know, of course, Texas. My boy Flex, man, he's from Long Beach originally, but he moved out there into Texas, and you're from Atlanta. Bright Dog is actually from Compton, Carver Park. James is from Compton, Piru, the Mob, and all you guys, man, decide, hey, man, enough is enough. Let's go to Texas.
Right. Well, I'm actually from Brunswick, Georgia, bro.
Brunswick.
Okay. Let me make sure I say that, because my whole hometown would be on my head if I don't claim where I'm from, you know. But I lived in Atlanta.
Well, let it be clear, that brother is from Brunswick.
Yeah, man. I'm from, we call it the Wick, man.
Wick, man.
Yeah, they call it Gunswick too.
Gunswick. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm sure Bright Dog can relate to that. He got that look on his face right now, man. I'm trying to figure out where he at mentally.
He tired.
No, where I'm at, man, I'm tired, true that. But I feel that you know, today, and speaking with the brother, with the brother, Dewberry is that's one of the, you know, in our lifetimes, and Flex knows this, and Heru knows this as well. In our lifetime, because of our background, run across real men, and in my knowledge of, you know, in different things I've done in life, geographics are boundaryless. And the brother Dewberry, man, he just basically said some of the realest things to me today, such as, you know, you may have 100,000 dudes. One dude does not speak for 100,000 dudes, or the 999,000. And the brother had on a Nip shirt, and the brother, you know, applauded the same thing I applaud with Nip. I'm not from 60s. I'm not from Los Angeles. But one thing, Nip left a legacy. Not a legacy due to his former lifestyle, not a legacy through his rap, but a legacy of telling brothers in our communities, our prospective communities, from Compton to Long Beach to Watts to Los Angeles to throughout the United States, that you can set up something for Generation Now. You can buy things in your neighborhood. And that's what made him iconic, the visionary within him. And the brother went all the way to the Marathon and bought a Nip t-shirt. And the brother from 60s, and in 60s is a 60. So what he was saying is, and he showed that, I felt completely at ease, 100% comfortable. More comfortable than I've been for years, sitting in his neighborhood in West Dallas, which is the rougher part of Dallas, which is that motherfucking part, which is the Compton. That's what I'll say, because we know our Compton is you and I, which is the east side of Dallas, meaning from the east side of Long Beach, because of the things they're going through down there. So he made a brother feel completely comfortable and at ease. And I know because of who he is in this environment, at the snap of a finger, he could have had 1,000 soldiers up there mop his ass from California. But it's not that type of party. It's no anger or distaste towards California. And he basically speaking for the west side of Dallas, which he's in a position to do. So with that being said, it was exhibited all day long, and the brother Flex was over there knowing that it's no animosity with us. Dude is an actor who doesn't
shout
understand.
Out to Brunswick, man. Somebody said shout out to Brunswick, Jimmy.
Yeah.
So
hit that like
good
button.
Day, man. You know, so it was basically a good day, man. On not here to knock a brother. And I'm up under the act. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Offensive. My whole thing was the ripple effect of what was being said. My whole thing was, like I said, to do when you got a 14-year-old honor student. This is a hypothetical, but it can be a reality. When you got a 14-year-old honor student from the Lone Star State who wants to go to the world famous Crenshaw, and he's going to visit his auntie in California, and he goes to Crenshaw, and I said, I remember when I was as a reactionary. Now you have a 16-year-old or 60 that asked the young kid from Texas, where you from? Like, I don't bang. Where you from? And he said, I'm from Texas. And he has on a Longhorn gear, just Texas. And the 16-year-old roller 60, like, oh, this is a stripe. I got one because of Charleston's mouth. And then the 60 kills this 14-year-old honor student. And this is a fabrication that could easily became a reality if people such as myself, as James, didn't step up to get some clarification on who are you speaking for.
Hey, man, James, with people, let me say this, man. For what you guys did shows that we're actually doing the work. And also we're about that life, man, because nobody knew that all you guys was finna show up in Texas the way you did, man, based on, shout out to Devil out there in the chat, man, based on the messaging that was being put out there and the misdirection and the how he was defining everyone, you know what I mean? He was like wrapping everybody up like in a nice little bow tie and a gift, you know what I mean? But he was, you know, some things he got some points. I give him that. But a lot of things he just making up as he go.
Right. And what we literally became, and Flex included, was
you're right,
Charleston. We extinguished.
I mean, Jeffrey Walker.
We extinguished the fire before it could spread. Because, see, all of us had the same objective, to save Generation Now from living as we formerly lived. And you were contributing to Generation Now, pitting, it would have just spread like wildfire. Then the next thing you would know, it was the South against the West Coast. And then the next thing you know, publications would have capitalized off of it to sell publications.
But didn't we go through that in the 90s?
We went through that with the whole, with Source Magazine. When they put on that cover, the East Coast versus the West Coast, the rest of the nation took it and ran with it.
Right.
And so it was a best-selling copy of that magazine based on that. And it made dudes salty. It made dudes bitter. It made dudes have burning parties of certain individuals, artists' records. Which you tap into somebody's pocket between personal beef between a one-sided individual, which we don't have to revisit that. But it's the same
Hey,
thing
bro,
with this
your
brother.
Wi-Fi, man. You at the
If he
budget
would have been
host or
able to
something?
run in
Yeah, at the Hilton Garden Inn,
at the budget host,
in the super nice room.
I'm at the Hilton Garden Inn. But if this brother was allowed to run amok, he would have created madness. He would have created where Flex is every bit 100% plus a man, where he would have had to be looking at certain brothers where he lay his head at in this state that he's
Right
been
on.
embraced in since '98. He would have had to start looking at brothers crazily.
Right on.
Yes, sir.
You at the budget host,
Can't hear
man,
me?
because your Wi-Fi sucks.
Hey, man, leave my Wi-Fi alone. Leave my iPhone alone, man. You dig? Can you hear me?
Let me see how that sound.
Like I said, today was a good. I'm good. Can you hear me?
What about Flex? Let me see how you sound, Flex.
Commercial. Can you hear me?
I don't know. I can hear pretty good for the most part.
Yeah, man. He sound like he had just checked in the budget host, man. They ain't gave him his Wi-Fi code or something.
I don't know, Millie Mel. That might be you,
The
big.
bottom line is this. This is the bottom line to every urban area in the United States of America. And this is from United Streets of America. Brothers came out here to Lone Star State. Brothers in Texas got long love for us brothers from California. The clarification was they didn't have to justify it to us because they're their own men, but they were letting it be known if we had beef, you guys would know it.
Salute to the hitty guy. Checking in.
I walked around Texas.
Marlena Williams, I see you out there laughing. Keep on going. Don't pay no attention to me, brother. Keep going.
I was embraced by the brothers from the Lone Star State. The brother Flex came and showed his support for us. And it wasn't a Cali thing banding together. It was a right against wrong banding together. That's what it was. And yes, we from the same and we acknowledge that amongst each other. But in the same token,
let me ask you this: did you guys get a chance to speak with?
I'm not going to say the opposite team. We just represent.
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
We talked to Unc. We tapped in with Unc. Yeah, we tapping in. You hear me, Melly Mel?
Yeah.
Yeah, we tapping in with Unc tomorrow.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so we gonna tap in with Unc and James before he get back on the road tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah, and I want to double up on what OG was saying, man, because I think what everybody need to understand is that our differences is what make us so beautiful, bro. As a people, as a race,
right.
Our strength and the universal oneness that we have, and the understanding that the only differences from us really is that subculture that we have, and at some point we even got to get past the mindset of thinking like Texas versus this, down south versus that, up north versus this, or whatever, because like the brother Dewberry said when we sat down with him, he said the earth is my turf, right? All this shit really belonged to us anyway. We the original people. You know what I mean? So some European came along and said this is this state and this is that state and so on and so forth. So we even got to evolve past, the thinking that we would allow people to separate us.
The Goob show. Right on, Goob. Now I was shouting somebody in the chat. Right on, Goob. I see you.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. That's even the Quran speaks upon that. I think I'm trying to recall what it says, that he created as many nations and hues and colors, not to despise one another, but to recognize one another. I think that's an ayah in the Quran that speaks about it, a surah.
Right.
So yeah, you're absolutely correct what you're saying. I mean, Asiatic Supreme, I see it, man. Always positive education, correct errors. You're right. And I just want to, get some of the chat in there and see some of the questions. The Asiatic Supreme said positive education, always correct errors.
Correct.
Yeah, exactly, man. You absolutely correct on that. Anybody got any questions for anybody on the panel, man? Because all these brothers are dynamic in their own way, and they out here doing the work, bro.
For sure.
So, Flex, you have anything else to add?
Man, that shit was just productive, man. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, I think.
Hold on, Flex. Let me correct this for a minute, Flex. Matter of fact, hey y'all, this is the Flex, the West Wolf, man. Tell them about your music, Flex, before we go any further, man. So people, where they can tap into you, so they can listen to some of that amazing music that you've been making, man.
Man, all platforms, man, Spotify, everything. A lot of people don't know that. You know, Mel actually manages what I'm doing right now. We actually linked up doing a whole lot of shit. I got records with a lot of people, man. I got music with cats out of the South, Pastor Troy, all kinds of guys, man. So I also produce for a lot of people, Cocaine. I done did work for Mitchie Slick, a bunch of people. So, you know, I'm just kind of like one of those private people. I'm to myself real humble in the cut, but all platforms, the Flex, man, check it out. Y'all gonna love that shit, man, for real.
Absolutely, man. Y'all be sure to, man, follow Flex, man, and also follow Brother Heru, man. He wrote a couple of books. Tell them about your books, Heru. Red Pill, man. It's the Red Pill Scientist right here, y'all.
And I'm an artist too.
And he's an artist. See, look at that.
I got some music.
Wait a minute, Heru. Out of Brunswick, man. Out the Wicked, man.
Yeah, I'm out there too on all music platforms. Is Young Bread, BRED. It stands for Be Real Every Day. You know, but my books are also on Amazon. Under my government name, Dwayne Hendrix. You know, that's Hendrix, just like Jimi Hendrix. And I'm turning in my fourth book. It's called Joel's Journey. It's a children's book about a young man who goes to a King Tut exhibit and he realizes that he's the reincarnation of King Tut. You know,
that ought to be, man. That ought to be awesome right there.
And it's a illustration.
And also, man, you left something out, man. Jimi Hendrix was your who?
That's my granddaddy first cousin. So Jimmy was my third cousin.
Okay. See.
Yeah. So music is in the DNA, you know.
That's what's up, man. Glad we was able to get that out, man. I think Bright Dog looked really tired, man. Plus he up there in the budget hole, so
we both exhausted, bro, because I didn't lay down until like 2 a.m. and then I had to get up and go back to the airport and get him at 5. I didn't get in here until I didn't check into my room till like 11 something, you know, fell asleep maybe, you know, like 2. And I had to get right back up to get him at 5. And we've been going ever since, you know. And he flew straight out here. He didn't get no rest. And all we did is start pushing, you know, as soon as he got out here and he got settled in the room.
Hey, man, y'all remind me of the Blues Brothers, man. Y'all was on a mission. A mission from God.
Yo, man. Yo. Yeah. But
y'all had to get out there and do the work, man. Even though we didn't get to sit down with Charleston White, but we did get to sit down with his people, which was very important. Yeah, because
we'll probably meet him tomorrow though, bro, because it's an event for the children out here, so we're gonna go out there and show support, you know. And more than anything else, what everybody gotta understand, man, is that ain't nobody gonna fix this shit for us. We gotta fix it ourselves. And for the men in our community, we gotta be fucking men, bro. And we gotta be the first line of defense. So, you know, we gotta correct the narrative to the point to where when it's people that's on these platforms like this and they begin to get a following and they have influence, you know, they should conduct themselves like they in a room full of gangsters.
Yeah, we got to get it's just a matter of us getting on the code. Shout out to Crystal in the chat. Shout out to Crystal.
That's what I mean, bro. Like, you know, a lot of guys they claim to be from the streets and they claim to have a certain pedigree and certain background. And if you really from the streets, and you around a bunch of wolves, you wouldn't do none of that shit that you doing. You
That's
know?
true.
So be a man all the time. You know what I mean? It's just like when you in the streets and you tell, guys that's doing whatever they doing, you could kill people, you could do whatever on the streets, but what's gonna happen when you go up that road? Are you gonna still be a man when you ain't got no gun? And people need to start. We gotta instill those type of values and morals within brothers and sisters across the board, to where people live by those principles, and they not just doing things to get clout or to get views. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
And it
This
has to be
internet
a
is a
paradigm.
toy.
It has to be a
Wait, okay,
paradigm,
let's
right?
wait a minute. Let me see what William Wells, man. We talk about it, man. We definitely talk about it. William Wells just jumped in, man. He's another brother that's out there doing the work, man. He actually has a school in the Moreno Valley. He's a relative of mine. He
Right.
he serviced over 100 children, man. I've been to his facility out there in Moreno Valley, California, doing great work with the children out there. So yeah, C-Dub, man, has a valid point, but his approach is misguided. But he doesn't understand the OG Crips and the Bloods are attempting to atone for their negative energy throughout the world. That is correct. That is a correct statement, D.
Right.
Very correct statement.
Right. And what I was gonna say, Melly Mel, and I'm gonna jump off of here, bro, because I gotta get some food and lay my butt down. But it gotta be a paradigm shift to where culturally across the board, these type of things don't even get our energy. They don't get likes. They don't get shares. They don't get views. They don't get none of that shit. We have to become wise enough to understand that we cannot allow people to come amongst us and do things like this that are divisive and give them our attention.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, I
Man,
mean, it's done gotten misguided, man. And when you go on there and start saying "fuck the minister" and "f this guy," "f this guy," "f this," what is the point at that time? You know what I mean? What are you really there for?
You know.
that's that Tekashi 6ix9ine effect. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? That's what it is to me, but man, I'm gonna be real, OG, man. The biggest thing I like about what's being done right now is something we ain't seen in a real long time. Me myself personally, you know what I'm saying? And that is you got real ones and you got OGs that's back on the forefront, so to speak, trying to recontrol the narrative and get people below them structure. Like when we was coming up in the game, it was so much structure. You know what I'm saying? We knew the boundaries and everything was instinctive. You know what I'm saying? So when I grew up in Long Beach, it was no different. The rules was just the same. If I went to Watts, if I went to Compton, it was the same. The way you deal and handle shit, if it wasn't your situation, you don't speak on it. You know what I'm saying? If it was OGs there, it's like you pay the tithes and you try to follow the rules of the game. As where what we did and how we grew up is, you know what I'm saying, it's a main staple for it's a legacy thing. You know what I'm saying? It's embedded in us. When we look
Right.
at these motherfuckers that's in different places, it's totally different because they growing up under a different structure and they're not as immune to it as we are. So it's not as instinctive. So it's
Right.
more so they speak without thinking first. As we're with us, we always are thoughtful and premeditated in all movement. You see what I'm saying? Because we know every action has a reaction. So seeing the OGs, you know what I'm saying, want to get back in the forefront and seeing the battle of struggle, that's really what it's going to be about more so than anything. From what we learning from this is there's a balance of power and struggle. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And the younger dudes, they're gonna try to fight and rebel. We know this because the hard headed never learn, right? You know what I'm saying? So it's an uphill battle, man. But for me, it was more so about one, you know what I'm saying, making sure everybody's on one accord and to keep the drama down, man, between, Texas and Cali and make sure everything is good in that. And then at the same time, also try to see what's going to happen next in terms of how we're going to attack the ape on the back. You feel me?
Right.
Because Mel, man, we talk all the time. You know how I feel, man. Motherfuckers, it's too, I think us as a people, let me say this, we became too okay with just letting everything just happen.
Right.
And that goes for all of us, whether you in a gang, whether you just whatever. We done forgot who the fuck we was. I'm 37, and I got people that grew up in my era that come from Generation X, and we know goddamn well we wasn't even raised to move how we've been moving.
Right.
And we going backwards.
Right.
You know, we going backwards. You know what I'm saying? We didn't even come up like that.
Jimmy made a point. Jimmy 53. He said we got to get back to the foundation that Dr. Khaled put down, showing respect and love as a people first. Never mind the noise. That's Dr. Khaled Muhammad. You know what I mean? So that's a good point, Jimmy.
Rest in heaven to the most
and Crystal said it's absolute foolishness. You know. Shout out to you, Melly Mill from South Carolina, man. Brass Frazier, man. Shout out to you, man. Yeah, man. Y'all shout your cities out, man.
Hey, OG, I'm dropping off.
Man, go on and drop off, man. I'm here, man. I'm finna stay in the chat for a minute, man. Talk to the people, man, because they the one that make this thing what it is. You know what I mean? What about Flex? You in there? Or you going?
I'm in here right now for the moment. I'm cool.
Okay, you know, well, let's get to it, man. Y'all put some questions forward, man. It's me and Flex up in here, man.
Yeah, I'm in here for a minute.
Yeah, I saw your eyes light up, man. You felt really good about what was happening today. You know, so fine.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. I can't lie, OG, man. Like when I first saw the shit that was going on with the Charleston white guy, you already know you were one of the first people I hit up, and I was like, man, this gonna be a problem if we don't fix this. Like this gonna be a problem, you know. And man, I've been fucking with Texas for a long time, since like '98. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't never had a problem with anybody in Texas or anybody trying to come after me in Texas, but at the same time, you know, we didn't want to have no issue where, you know, motherfuckers that's coming from the West out here gotta watch themselves, and vice versa when the South comes to the West, because that's not what we're trying to do. We didn't already had enough problems like that was similar. So especially
I'm gonna reiterate on this again as to Charleston White, right? He lacked the tonality and the phraseology. He doesn't have any impulse control. He's a very emotional individual, you know, and the fact that he know what thinking is, he even have a great understanding. The problem is that he don't know how to think. And the reason why, because he always mix emotions in with his thinking. And when something becomes emotionalized, it becomes reactionary, and he's very reactionary. He lack impulse control, and he say offhanded things. He say things that he knows is going to cut or hurt or be taken, you know, just way out of character. It's uncalled for some of the things he dropped. But I will say he do have points. I didn't say he didn't have no points. Let me see. Charleston side, why do you think Texas is holding him accountable and speaking against what he's talking about? Wait a minute. Well, you know what? That's a good question, Mel. I don't know why Texas ain't really holding him accountable, and I don't think they really are. You know what I mean? I don't know what's that about. That's a whole other answer to that, man. I don't know, man. Texas, what are your thoughts on that?
Man, from talking to Dewberry, you know what I'm saying, and from what I'm hearing, is they really ignoring him. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of them is kind of like, you know what, that motherfucker is nobody, so he's not speaking for us. I'm not gonna say that there's some that won't hold him accountable, but for the most part, they look at him as a peon. You know what I'm saying? He's really nothing to them. You know what I'm saying? He's more of just a, you know, almost like his own kid. Yeah, like a kid, basically. You know what I'm saying? So when it was brought to me and Brian D and them, you know, from what we was hearing was, you know, they were just like, look, don't even pay this nigga no attention. Pay us attention because we real ones we fuck with y'all, and we understand what's what, just like y'all do, and we on the same accord. You know what I'm saying? We all trying to progress and make things happen. This dude is over here just talking, running his mouth for clickbait. That's really what it was.
Vito Max say he has no self-awareness. He think he's acting under the dress, trauma, which causes him to have emotional outbursts. Yeah, he does. He's doing it for likes. That's what he's doing it for likes.
Yeah, he's doing it for something. Because you know, I think he got like a little man syndrome. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody's always picked on and stuff. So he's found something to give himself some type of momentum to feel bigger. You know what I'm saying? And my whole point was, you know, when I spoke to Dewberry was, man, we're a little wired different. So no matter what year it is, no matter the situation, if a man come out and offend another man or another man's house, so to speak, they're gonna be ready to, you know, to defend themselves. So I looked at it more as a disrespect thing and being disrespected in my house. And if for example, like, you know, I'm out here in Texas right now, but I'm not gonna come out here and say, well, fuck them and fuck this, that, because this their house.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But if you tell another man or disrespect another man in their house or throw missiles at their house, they're gonna come outside. And I think that's what really took place today. It wasn't so much about a ego thing or anything like that. It was the fact that, you know, you disrespect people and call them out. They want you to know that they hear you and they will show up, you know, answer the call. Even though we're on positive things, there's still repercussions that come with being men first and also protecting the house. You know what I'm saying?
Crystal says, how can you take anyone serious whose ignorant dialect overrides respect? Everything else is out the window. I agree with you, Crystal. I can't say I don't. I mean, you know, because he's shown a great deal of disrespect. I'm from Louisiana. He should have shown some Southern hospitality to Mr. James. And rest in peace, Montreal. You're absolutely correct. But the guy lacks the tonality and the phraseology, man, to even, you know what I mean? He speaks from a cesspool of words that we know that are harmful. Even to one's, you know, to his being healthy in this atmosphere, because you're dealing with some dudes that are ruthless, man. You know, my dog and Mob James and Haru, and you know what I mean? And I'm not just singling those guys out or anything, but man, these guys, man, they don't play.
Yeah, you know what? To piggyback off that though, like you said, it's a lot of people that's just not to be played with. But I think, man, we're in an era right now where the younger generation is probably more lethal. So they don't have the mind control to go into a situation. Like, could you imagine a bunch of dudes that was like in their 20s or early 20s, late teens, and they go meet up with cats out here like we did today? Under the state of mind of what they saw and heard from a guy like C-Dub, you know what I'm saying? Like it would be a whole different story. You know what I'm saying? Because they're not wired to really have those type of conversations from a mental standpoint. All they see is seek and destroy. And that's why it's the same thing now. Like you look at entertainment now and social media now, that's why so many people getting killed. So many people spreading rumors, people talking, people doing this. And
let me get Devil up in here, man. Hold on. I'm gonna get Devil up in here. Hold on. I'll be right back. Devil. I'm still here. Flex.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, all right. Yeah, let me send Devil a link, man. See if he wanna because I know Devil got something to add to this stuff. You know.
It was productive though, for real. It was productive and it needed to happen. I do know that for sure.
Absolutely. Chili Willie. DWF Charleston is Williams is yes indeed. Wait a minute, Charles is like a little little dog, man. In reference to Charles and White, the brother is dealing with some real serious mental issues, and that Buster Vlad is feeling the cesspool. Yeah, you're right. He's also feeling the cesspool. You're right, bro. You're right. You're right. Big up the Big Devil, man. Let me see. Big Devil in the thing. Let me see. Is he back there? Bam. Big Dev, you there? Bring him, but Big Dev, where you at, man?
What's that word?
What's going on, man?
Yeah. Oh man, shit, just cooling. Just cooling. What's up, Flex?
You ain't on camera.
What's going on?
Oh, I got my little icon thing on there.
Okay, got you. Yeah, so what do you have to add?
I want to be eating all the trouble, you know.
What you got to
I
add?
was bouncing in and out on it. What's the topic? I was bouncing in and out on it.
Oh, we was talking about Charleston White. Yeah.
Oh, and the thing with Mob James.
Yeah, well, I mean, Bob James did what he did. You know what I mean? Because he showed up.
Yeah. Shit, Charleston White. I mean, Mob James, really gave him the pass. Really, I mean, it could have got ugly up in there.
Yeah, and then he said,
"I don't really understand his narrative though, because he said."
AGI Supreme say gangs are fucked up. Wait a minute, let me get back to his comment. That fucked up the black community. Actually, he's right. You're right, but he can't make that point with saying fuck the gang, fuck the Cali, and fuck this and fuck that. You're right, man. He just can't. He can't make that point. He's speaking from the same cesspool.
Yeah, right. Absolutely.
Gangs fucked up the community. Gangs did fuck up the community, but we fucked up the community with the help of the government too. With the help of Ronald Reagan, with the help of the drugs, narcotics, the help of the police, and
yeah, you're right. James did give him a pass.
Yeah, gave him a pass.
I know James, man. I know James. James' neighborhood is opposite of mine, man, and both of the neighborhoods know who is who. You know what I mean? And James was one of those guys over there. I cannot say enough about that, man. But
yeah, his name was ringing shit way back in the 80s.
Hey, let me say this too, Mel, real quick to some of the people that's listening, that we understand that the gangs is a problem. It's always been a problem. We understand that, but I said this myself, when I was speaking to the homies and shit earlier. So to anybody that want to know why this is of a significance to us is this: the gangs, it's like we're the dads. So when we look at out of towners that rep the same gangs or that disrespected what we built, whether it's for the better or for the worse, we gonna put the belt out. You know what I'm saying? Because we have to. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like if you go to Chicago, you did Chicago, the GDs and them, even though we don't all agree on what they stand for, they gonna stand up and protect what belongs to them. And it's the same thing here under niggas that come up out of LA, man. It's like it's still our legacy, regardless of if it's for the better or if it's for the worse, because a lot of people die for it and push those lines to be able to keep it around as long as they did. And there's entities and elements of this game that's not all negative too. So
hey man, Crystal is funny. Crystal say, dude gonna end up like Jimmy Hoffa or Waldo.
I see a lot of people that be looking from the outside in, they need to ask themselves this question: how did gangs even formulate in the first place? Why is there ever anything such as a black street gang? Do they know that in 1940s it was a gang called the Spook Hunters that was going around terrorizing the neighborhoods, terrorizing the blacks?
They unaware of that.
I don't think they'll know about that. They got to ask themselves that. I mean, street gangs just pop up out of nowhere and just say, yeah, we're going to start ourselves a gang. You know what I mean? Look what they did to all our people. Look what they did to Huey. Look what they did to Malcolm X, to Martin Luther King, to all our people that was, standing up for the cause. Look what they did to Bunchy Carter.
Wait a minute. Somebody said, yo, I'm from Texas, and y'all the only ones taking old boy serious. That's because Texas ain't taking him serious. You're right. He needs to be taken serious. You know, you can't allow this dude to spout off his mouth the way you do, Texas. And we got to get on code, man. You guys are in Texas allowing this dude to be out of code on purpose. And you're not saying nothing about it or doing anything.
Loose lips sink. Hey, LG, what they said, loose lips sink ships. Remember that? Right. So it's like, you know, you don't want to ruin an alliance between Cali and Texas over a clown. So this is not our backyard. We shouldn't have to come and check a dude from 1,300 miles away. I mean, this, you know, because you better believe if it was on our side, if somebody was reckless about what's going on in Texas, we gonna clean up our backyard. You know what I'm saying? Especially if we know Texas ain't did nothing but give us love. So we're not gonna let nobody in our backyard mess up anything. Number one, create another black war, and then number two, you know what I'm saying, sit on the program that we may have going on with our folks down in Texas. So it's like at the same time, yeah, we paying attention, but we paying attention from the perspective of what's coming all the way to our way, and how and that shit is served on a dirty dish. You know what I'm saying? So it didn't come in clean. And when shit like that show up and it's nasty like that on the plate, it's gonna get tossed. And that's exactly what happened. We came down to say, okay, look, enough with the shit. We don't got no problem with Texas, but we need to see this dude. You know what I'm saying? But in Texas, y'all got to rectify the situation too. You know what I'm saying? Because he can cause a problem that can have everybody into a big ass mass problem now. You know what I'm saying? All because of a clown, not a reputable, but a clown.
Yeah. I think something mentally wrong with the dude, though, really.
Somebody say he hot right now. The police is watching him. Trust when the buzz dies down, he'll come up missing.
I mean, all he doing is pulling a PC move anyway. Because he know he working for the police. He know the police looking. So that's why he really, really talking, running his mouth, because he know the police is monitoring his every move and everything about him, you know?
Already.
So, yeah, I mean, shit.
Yeah, Texas is definitely telling us to turn the other cheek.
Yeah.
but yeah, and they need to handle their business. That's fact. You're right.
Yeah, you know, I mean, like it's easy for Texas to tell us to do that though, because they wasn't disrespected. It's never a problem until it's your problem. You see what I'm saying? It's always one of those type of things. Like it's not that we want to, you know, give the motherfucker the energy, but you got to see it from how our homies and our people looking at it. We don't know what's going on down here like that. So you got this dude who's posing as the face of y'all entire state, and he's throwing missiles halfway across the country at folks that he don't even know. And now them people are coming outside saying, okay, well, what the fuck y'all want?
That's
when
what
it's
he did
out of y'all.
That's what he did do. When them Asians got on him, they told him to get up off them. He got up off of them immediately. He didn't even hesitate. He ain't said nothing else about no Asian. Have you heard him say
man, all I know is I love Texas, man. Texas always fuck with me, and I fuck with Texas to the max. And Big Flesh Man said that for real. I fuck with Texas for real, man. And you know, my daughter from Texas, you know, born and raised in Austin. You know what I'm saying? Her godfather, my father, everybody. So I know I fuck with Texas to the max. And Texas got real G's. Real G's. And I know some crazy motherfuckers.
I know, man, because half of my family live in Texas.
Yeah.
Mine too. San Antonio.
So, you know, from the Tone to the Grove to South Austin, North Austin, East Austin.
You say that's a funny part. The funny part is they sitting back laughing. I don't think they monitoring that clown. He just think they are.
Yeah, the stuff I heard today. I don't know if you heard what I heard today, Mel. Boy, I heard some shit today about dude, man. I was just blown away by it, man. Like some homosexual type. For real. And man, it was crazy. You know what I'm saying? I heard it today and discovered the shit today from the other homies and from people like Dewberry and shit. So when we was in West Dallas, they would put me up on a little bit of the game that I had missed. And man, I was just blown away by that shit. For real.
Right. Yeah, I'm not surprised by him, man. You know what I mean? I think he got some stuff that at some point will come out, man, and nobody should be shocked by it because of the way he's acting. Somebody said, "Let me be clear, Big Manny. I don't advocate the bullshit, but why is it we can be disrespectful by this brother with no accountability? Fuck that." You're right.
If he was really a threat, he wouldn't even. Well, I ain't gonna say that, but yeah,
Yeah.
So like I said, he ain't pushing no real lines. You know,
and the early line, that conversation with Mom James would have got deadly. Yeah. Even after then, you know what I mean?
If Mom James would have thought he was a threat, he would have got ugly. He knows that to do.
Anybody that comes live talking about raping women, you're right, Crystal. I mean, it's all Buster Supreme, Mark is what we used to call him, know.
You say fuck the Bloods and Crips for killing each other, but in the same tone, he said fuck the niggas because, fuck y'all for killing each other, but and then again, fuck y'all because I don't fuck with y'all. I don't know y'all niggas from California.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's like the double standard in that and the contradiction. You know what I'm saying? Like, you supposed to be out here pushing positive shit. And okay, you don't want to agree with the Bloods and the Crips or whatever. That's fine. A lot of people don't. That's nothing new. But but you said you was one. And then you turned around and denounced yourself, and then turned around and dissed them. Now, anybody that knows if you're going to go and do your own thing and you outgrown the situation for which you was once in, that's one thing. But you're not going to turn around and do something that's potentially get your ass whacked out. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, but listen, there's a sister, right? Her name is Teslyn Figueroa, right? I want y'all to look her up. She be on Fox News. She be on a couple of other news channels, but
yeah, I follow her.
Cold Beast. I
follow her. Yeah.
She gonna catch Charleston White, right? And he ain't gonna be able to deal with what she gonna say to him. I'm talking about this sister is very versed. I mean, she's like a gold medalist in duel. You know what I mean? He want to duke it out with her, man, because I'm sure, man, she gonna chop him up, man. And she waiting on him. You know what I mean? She just waiting on her turn to get in, and you know what I mean. And hopefully they set up where they can just sit down, debate one another. But she's a beast, man, and she's waiting on it, man. So hopefully that happens. Shout out to Teslyn Figueroa, man.
If so many people didn't pay attention to him when he first started doing it, he would have been fell off and turned and went the other way. Now that he see that people didn't bit into the apple, now you want to, really push the narrative. That bullshit
I want to see what he gonna do after he's getting his ass pushed as a narrative today. Right. Because, like when I first started catching wind of him,
baller game. Yes, he is a sharp piece. Go ahead. I'm listening, Flex.
So when I first started hearing about him, I thought it was cool. My whole thing was, and I can understand my James standpoint as well, because they kind of gave the nigga more of a platform. And then for him to turn around and disrespect like that, it's almost like, hey, you come to my house, I give you a glass of water, I invite you in, and then you turn around and you punch holes and shit all in my wall in my house. That's kind of like a gut punch, you feel me? So I think for my James, I think he really felt even more disrespected, you know what I'm saying? Because here it is, y'all niggas on Gangster Chronicles. Let me rephrase that. You on Gangster Chronicles, and you got a couple other homies with you, which I ain't got no problem with them, but not only do you get on the platform and you on here with MC8 and all them, and they're allowing you to say your piece, like real one, but then you turn around and you do some bullshit like that. Like, that's crazy. Because I don't see a Gangster Chronicles where we ever disrespect nobody. You know what I'm saying? We understand it's real problems and real G's and real issues everywhere. So that's the whole point of the platform. But to turn around and disrespect the same ones that put you on in some type of way, that's crazy.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And man, be sure to like, subscribe, and share, and you know, click the notification bell for Professor Melle Mel, man, and get my numbers up, man. I really want to do this full time, man, and the only way I can do it if y'all go ahead and subscribe to the channel, man. You know what I mean? Help me just be able to come out, man, because I know everybody. There's nobody that's part of this Keyway and Damu thing that I can't talk to or reach. So I appreciate it, man. Y'all just going and tap me in, man, and tag me in, man. Let me be the next one. On a serious note, suicide isn't funny. You're right.
We already behind the gun with the police killing us. You know what I mean?
Major.
Now we're behind the gun with our own people. Like, that's crazy, man.
Big Devil, once he started disrespecting the turf, the West Coast, that's when Vlad put the interview into circulation. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
Vlad is the catalyst.
Feed the fire. Feed the fire.
Yeah, he keep throwing logs in there because you see he keep releasing a little bit clip.
Mm-hmm. He's oxygen to this fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, do the climb too.
Man, we've been on here an hour, man. Shout out to Big Deb. Shout out to my boy Flex. Flex, give him your social where they can follow you, bro.
Sure, hit me up, man. IG the Flex at the Flex Music, Flex with 2 X's. You know what I'm saying? And you can also hit me at Gold Sector on Facebook as well.
Timmy Rue, we want an interview with Melle Mel. That's right. Shout out to Timmy Rue. Say again, sorry for the interruption.
No, you can hit me on IG at the Flex Music, Flex with 2 X's, and you can hit me on the Facebook, man, at Gold Sector with a KTOR.
Right on. What about you, Big Deb? Where they can tap in with you on Instagram?
Yeah, IG Big Deb 42.
There it is, there, man. Once again, Professor Melle Mel, the Hood Postman, the Hood Journalist, the Hooditician. Man, all I do is deliver, man. That's all it is. It's just the delivery, man. And I deliver the truth. I keep things in the context, and I always stay on code, man. Y'all can hold me accountable to those things, man. Let's be principled people, man. Let's not be, Compton Love, Melle Mel, 135 to the Tanners. That's right, Tim. Train Road. What's up, Train? Right on, man. I appreciate you. Yeah, but y'all still click the notification bell, like, subscribe, and share. And let's get this content up, man. Peace. And y'all enjoy y'all Saturday, man. We out.
We out.
Salute.